Okay, so here we are. And today,
Hello,
how are you, Yair?
I'm good, and you?
I
How
am
are you?
I am very good. And today we are going to have a little bit of a conversation. Tomorrow I will be releasing Refa Na in Spanish on the digital platforms. The people know that I have released the video a couple of months ago, but it wasn't until now that we are releasing the digital the digital copy of it so that people can download it and listen to it as many times as they want. Uh, but before we go and jump into the story of Refa Na, I wanted for my audience, I have Spanish speakers and English speakers audience and Hebrew audience and all sorts of audience, but especially because this song is in Spanish, right? I want for the Spanish speakers audience, those who are not probably, too familiarized with your music and everything that you've been doing. Although I know that the whole world knows about this song, and therefore they might know some about you. But I want them to know a little bit more about you. So I will start asking you, tell me about your music career. Because yesterday we were talking, and you told me so many interesting things about your music career. So I want for my people to get to know you a little bit more. First of all, you are talking to me from Israel, so that
Yeah,
people
so
know.
I'm in Israel right now, and as you said, Refa Na is much more famous than Yair Levi, and I'm really proud of it because I'm not the issue here. That's what I feel as artist. I feel that the most important thing is the message and the music and that anyone can take it, your art. They can take your art and do with it whatever they want, and that's what I felt with Refa Na. And this is amazing because people, a lot of people didn't know that this song is about healing because they don't know Hebrew.
Right.
And just after they become big fans of the song, so they start to ask themselves what the song is about, and then they understood. And there is a lot of people that figure it out just after. So for me, it's a great honor to be the one that compose it and release it and everything, but I'm not the issue. And about myself, so I'm an Israeli singer-songwriter and producer from Israel. And for 8 years I've been in a service, and I think we can talk about it later. But after 8 years, I decided to fulfill my youngest dream to become a musician, and I quit the service with a lot of respect and love to my country. But I felt like I have another mission in this world, and decided to quit and to fulfill my dream to be a musician. I am a musician actually only for 4 years. That's all. I released my first album 3.5, almost 4 years ago. Yeah, something like this, 3.5 years ago. And and from this point that I released the first album, and I start to do concerts and lectures here in Israel. So year ago, in the beginning of the pandemic, all my concerts canceled in one day, and I felt like all my career is like it's done. And then I decided to and then I got a phone call from my family. They told me that my grandma, my beloved grandma, she's in a very bad situation. She's ill. And I remember myself like praying in the morning and get this phone call, and I'm with that tefillin on my hand and the talit and everything. And I start to try to find a prayer, first for my grandma, and second for my for me and my family and everything. I felt, I don't know if you remember it, but we thought that all the world going to end in the beginning of the pandemic. People
Yes.
said it's like crazy. It's like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and it was kind of this atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So I start to search a verse or something or prayer for healing. I didn't find anything. And then I find out the verse of Moses that he said, El na Refa Na, when he prayed to his sister Miriam when she was ill. And when I read this verse, I felt like the music coming out from my heart, and I remember myself running to the guitar, took the guitar, and my kids and all my family, all my kids like shouting on me, and I trying to compose the song.
Amazing.
It was crazy. And because of this atmosphere of the end of the world, and I felt like it's the end of my career, and so I decided just to release it just like this without not a lot of thinking about it. And anyone that asked me to put it on his YouTube, I said okay. And take me like 2 years ago, I would never do something like this. So it was something from the Hashem, from God, that I felt for me it was something like this. And yeah, and week after I released the song, I started to get hundreds of cover versions, and it was crazy. I didn't expect something like this, because I released song in Hebrew. I had career here in Israel. You can feel in my English that it's not something that I prepared. It was a surprise for me. But now we are a year and I think 2 months later, and I feel that now I started to understand that this is kind of a mission. I decided to take this song and to call my project a Refa Na project, and because a lot of things, I can't tell all the things that happened, but
right.
The song started kind of a healing between Lebanon and Israel. It became like a very big story between Israel and Lebanon, with politics and a lot of things that happened. And there was like big event with the German people that actually asked me for forgiveness about the Holocaust. It was kind of something that I until now I didn't answer anything. Of course, I don't know what I can answer for this, but I felt like this song have a very powerful message and energy that can heal and connect between and make connection between people. And that's what I want that all my project will do. And I have this is my studio, so I'm just working now on another 5 songs that I'm going to release soon. And I think that I don't know, I spoke a lot.
No, that's great. That's great. And there you are.
And you made one of the beautiful cover version of Refa Na in Spanish that I told you, I think that I told you that my family, some of them, they came from Spain, like
right.
They came from
I
Spain.
just learned about that yesterday. It was like, there's the connection.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, and so, I agree with everything that you say. And one thing for the people that are going to, are watching us, something, and I have to say it. I have to say it because this is the way I feel it. I told you yesterday that I've been in the music business for so long, over 20 years. And I used to do both secular music and spiritual music all along. And it wasn't until I had a shift in my life, in my personal life, kind of like the same thing that happened with you, where I decided this is more than just doing music. This is a mission. This is a purpose. I got to understand that the gift that we are given by Hashem is not, it doesn't belong to us. And when it's not, and if it doesn't belong to us, then it serves his purpose, whatever mission it is that we have in life. And something that I admire from you, Yair, is your humbleness, is precisely serving the purpose of music. And we can all see that. And I believe that came through that song. Your spirit, your humble spirit, and wanting to put your talent to the service of the purpose at the moment, it came through that song. And when you put your spirit and you're not even thinking about how is it going to sound, it just comes flowing through you, you know, then all of a sudden it, you know, it happens, it touches people. I remember, I've never told you this, but I remember from the first time that I heard the song, I was so moved, and I was one of the few people to make a cover of it on my piano. And I remember just feeling it in Hebrew. It was like just so beautiful, but at the same time, so. And I knew about I knew about the prayer and all of that, and there have been other versions about it, but this one was so powerful, just the melody itself. And so that's when you can tell that there's something else between, you know, behind the scenes going on with this song. And so I believe that the whole world at that time, they were able to tune in with the song because we all needed that healing. Like you say, the world thought that the world was going to end literally with this COVID situation, right? And so we were all mourning, you know. I think that not a one single family have not lost someone throughout the pandemic. And so, you know, all of the families, everyone at a certain point, it doesn't even have to do not necessarily with a person, but they lost jobs, they lost their houses, they, you know, they lost projects, people stopped working, so many things,
Yeah.
you know. And so that produces an illness, a spiritual and a mental illness that definitely needed to be healed, and it is still healing. And that's, I think, the main reason why this song was so well appointed for that time. And for me, it had, you know, I had a better personal experience with this song. And it's funny because I wasn't even thinking about translating the song. But I remember one day someone on the Refa Na family group, they said, translate it in Spanish. I was like, yes, we need to translate it in Spanish. And I remember you said, jump in. And you know what? It took me 2 minutes. Same thing you did when you stopped doing what you were doing and you took your kids and took your guitar. I went to my room. I remember we were all here on that day, which is something that doesn't happen quite a lot because my husband works a lot. And I'm like, please give me a couple of minutes. And I said, God, yes, this has to be translated in Spanish. But I was kind of like hesitating because just like you say, Yair, you know, it's not about us. I'm sorry.
What is those moments? It's like something that I'm thinking a lot about, you know, inspiration, about those moments that you feel like you need to do it and you need to do it fast. And this is something that we have it as artists, and I think anyone have it, even if you have like an idea in your job, or when you're in work. But what is this moment? It's kind of something that you can't explain. We can try to find. I'm thinking a lot this year about why it's happened and what, but eventually it's something that I can't explain, because it's something that, you know, if I was like international singer that sing like a world music for a couple of years, or maybe I plan it, or so it can make sense because it's something that I try to do, or
that you're looking for, that you're pursuing.
Yeah, and maybe it's something like that you are professional in this kind of music. But for me, it was like the first time that I'm doing this kind of music. It was the first time that I don't know, so many people all over the world start to speak with me. And if it was like I don't know, spread all over Israel, I would say, yeah, it's because of the timing and everything. But it's like, think about the situation that you are, I don't know, back a couple of years go back to, I don't know, Puerto Rico or something, sit in your house and start to get and you start to get like cover version from Africa, from Germany, from China. It's like it's released officially in China.
Yes,
with a
it's
singer
beautiful,
from
beautiful video. I saw it. It was beautiful.
So this is something that I can't explain. It's like, it's something that for me, it's still kind of a miracle, and still something that I don't feel very connected to I don't feel that I can explain it more than that I can say only two things. Okay, the first thing is that Moses, I think it's one of the most powerful prayer in the Bible, because Moses, we know that
Yes.
Moses was connected to God.
The source. He was connected to the source. So, which is, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you asked me something. Yeah, you asked me something, and which I think about it a lot. Also, and it's, what is that suddenly comes to you? Because like you say, there are people who are songwriters, and they get paid to do that, and they are given a topic, and here you do this, and it's your work. But what is it about it when you're not even thinking about, this is what I'm going to write about, and all of a sudden it just calms down, it flows? But you know what, Yair? I believe that the first thing is the will. You know what will is? So the wanting to do something, and where your heart is at the moment when you have that will. Moses had the will, and he was connected to the source. So he had the will to want to see his people being healed, and he humbled himself, and he connected to the source, and then it came out, that powerful prayer. And so it's the same with art. Art, it's a spiritual thing to me. Art. There was a very famous opera singer who said that to sing well, you must have been connected to a higher source, to God, in other words. That was the only way that your voice would be able to come out with some sort of fluidity, because there was a supernatural power behind the singing. And me as a singing teacher, when I teach singing, I have to deal a lot with the psychological aspects of people, because it's hard. Singing is like kind of like stripping off your clothes in front of people, it's the way I see it. It's your most inner sound, and so that moment when you create something, when God gives you something and you can't wait, like when I told you, I had to do it at the moment, and I hesitated a little bit because I didn't want it to be about me either. So I was like, oh my God, but he said jump in, but how do I present it to him? And and you feel that little thing that says, just go ahead and do it. If you're sure what you're doing and it's not about you, then you don't have to be afraid. Just go ahead, because you're just a source. I mean, you're just an instrument. You're not the source, you're the instrument. And so, shortly after the song came out, I've received so many messages from people, Spanish speaker people, because to my surprise, see, English is not my first language either. It's Spanish. And there are days when I am better at English, and there are days where I cannot speak a thing. Okay.
I can't feel. I can't
it's like
feel it. I don't know.
Yeah, my brain is just freezes, and my kids they go, "Mommy, you don't say it like that." And so I didn't know, but I don't realize that there are still people who don't understand English either, or Hebrew for that matter, and they feel more connected to their native language. So I started receiving messages from other people saying, "Oh, thank you so much for doing this in Spanish," and and whatnot. And it's just a beautiful thing. Also, Yair, and this is personal, and you know it because I've told you before. It is a way of me blessing Israel as well. If we are able to bless a person, from Israel, we are able to bless the whole land. And so, I know that it's not about you, but certainly it does, give you the credit and for what God did through you. And so I am very blessed and very honored to have been able to do so. And, and of course, you're a wonderful musician. That's a side. And it's just a wonderful experience. But after all, like I told you, something that not many people know, which I thought it was very funny because people thought that you were the one singing with me.
Yeah, you told me.
In Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And it's my husband. My husband was the one who went into the studio. And this is funny because I told him a day before. I told him, I want you to sing this with me. And I'm not going to say the whole story, but just to, just a preview of it, because it is a testimony. My husband, the way that I met him was through music. We had a reggae roots band. He was a reggae roots singer. Yeah, very good one. Very, very good one.
Wow.
And we had a worship reggae band back in the days. There are some stuff, and you can look them up.
So I had a reggae band too when I was 16.
Wow.
We made reggae.
Yeah, I love reggae. And so that's how I met him. I met him because they called me to sing background vocals for his CD that he was recording at that time.
Wow.
But for some reason, he stopped doing music and he didn't want to go back to it. And here I am asking him a day before, hey, you have to sing this with me. And we rehearsed the voices on our way to the studio recording. And Yair, I have to tell you that at that moment in the studio, when he was recording, I could feel that something supernatural happened right there. Like there was a healing happening for both of us right there. And so that was so powerful, And then people are telling me, oh, you and Yair sound so beautiful together. Oh, that's my husband. But his voice does resembles yours, and yours resembles his. You kind of like have the same tone of voice. So I can see why people thought, And so that's something very beautiful and very meaningful to me. So you can see how, and I'm sure that every people who recorded the song, who translated the song, had similar or different experiences, right? And so that's amazing. That's the source of art. It comes from above. And when we are like, to go back to what I wanted to say, when we have the heart is willing and we are connected to the right source, then that's when that magical moment that you were talking about happens, because your kids are still little, but I'm sure that they will love music and that they will be very creative. My kids are a little bit older, and they're very artistic. And I see them when the creativity sparks comes in, they're just like, don't talk to me. I'm doing something here. It's so pure. It's so pure. It's like they don't even think about it. They're not getting paid for that. They're just creating. And so I believe
that's amazing what you said. It's like it's not about work. It's not their work. They just feel that they need to stop.
And they just have to do whatever they are being given to do, drawing, painting, singing, whatever, So yeah, that's how I see it, my friend. That's how I see it. But amazing. moving on a little bit, Yair. So people know, again, tomorrow we're going to be releasing Refa Na in Spanish, Sánala, which is funny because now that I'm studying Hebrew, so I've been studying Hebrew. This is the second year. I've been studying conversational Hebrew. And
okay.
Yes.
So you want to try?
Don't tell me because I get nervous, אני מדברת, ככה עברית, okay? But, I get nervous still. So, but the thing is that what was I going to say? I said that we were going to release Refa Na in Spanish tomorrow. Why did I bring the Hebrew thing into the picture? I can't remember. That's okay. That's how artists are. We forget things. But the thing is that we are going to release it tomorrow, and it's going to be on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. So go there, follow me, follow Yair also. So if you want to hear it in Hebrew, which is beautiful, with Shai song,
Yeah, with
beloved
Chai.
sister, yeah.
And
Uh,
she's my neighbor, and I didn't know that she is like, I didn't know I didn't know a lot of things about her, but she's my neighbor. So, in the middle of all this mess in the world, so I just asked her, "You want to sing with me?" Like, it was so spontaneous, It was like all this song is like,
that's
yeah,
amazing. That's amazing. And I recorded one of my worship songs with
yeah,
Shai.
it's beautiful. I really
And
love it. Yeah.
and the reason why was because she was my darbuka teacher. So, and we made a beautiful connection. I love Shai, like as if she was my daughter. Oh, like my little sister, let's say, because I don't want her to be that old, but it was such a huge blessing and such a beautiful, beautiful godly experience, really, I have to tell you. But anyways, moving on to something very important that I want for people to know also is that Yair is planning a USA tour, and I believe this is the first time that he will be coming to America. Is that right?
No, I've been in America a couple of times, but not
Oh,
as a musician.
well, as a
Uh,
musician, it'll be the first time.
yeah.
Okay,
It's gonna be the
okay.
first time. Yeah, because as I said, I never thought that it's going to be happen. But yeah, I have a couple of things that we are planning to do. The first thing is my lecture. I have a very famous lecture in Israel about my life story, about my service, and why I decided to, as I said before, to fulfill my dream. And but although I said that I fulfilling my dream right now, I'm telling the young people, go and fulfill your dream, but give to others, give to your country, give to even to your neighbors. It doesn't matter to who. And when you give to others, it can help you to fulfill your dream. This
Yes.
is the message. And I do this with the songs, and it's it's very successful in Israel, and I just translated it to English, and I worked really hard about my English, and it's like
You're doing
I
awesome.
didn't.
You're doing awesome.
Thank you. I'm trying. But the lecture, it's like I worked really hard about English in the lecture because I know it's really important when you want to bring a message. And I did it like a couple of times in the Zoom to practice, and yeah, now I feel ready. And this is the first thing. And the second thing that I think it's maybe more relevant to you and to people that love prayers. It's like spiritual event that I'm coming with the songs of the project and traditional songs from the Bible, from the Jewish faith.
Beautiful.
And the thing here is to bring Jerusalem to your community, to your synagogue, wherever you are, to pray together. It's not like kind of a concert that you are standing on a stage and everybody just I don't know, doing taking photos, and it's like to pray together. And
Right.
this is the goal of this spiritual event. And for me, it doesn't matter if you are Christian, Jewish, it doesn't matter who you are, because I felt that Refa Na project is there is like opportunity to us to pray together with no borders, with no differences of races, or I don't know, doesn't matter. And this is like the goal of this spiritual event. And it's something that I dream a lot about this event, and I did a lot of this kind of event in on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that this is the time to do it in person. So yeah.
Amen. So we're looking forward to it. So we can say that this is an interactive kind of concert where people take part of it. We call it interactive, where people are interacting with you, say singing, but they can also ask questions. Right? So that's very interesting because, you know, there are a lot of people who love Israel. Of course, we America, we love Israel, and you know, in general, there are so many people, and I know so many people who are, you know, my friends that love Israel, and they will be very, very happy and very honored to have you over. So for my friends here in Central Florida, where I am from, know that Yair Levi is planning to come to USA, and I am helping my friend Yair Levi, my brother Yair Levi here. So if you have any questions, should you be interested in bringing him to your community here in Central Florida, know that you can, you know, like the people say, the young people say nowadays, hit me up. Just contact me, send me a message, either through here, through Facebook, through Instagram, whatever the case may be, and I will connect you with him, or just message him. Do you want to give them an email or something, or maybe I can type it up on the information below?
Yeah.
All right.
You can put it on the comments. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Of course, and hopefully I'll get to meet Yair. You know, we can meet each other. But Yair, just to, you know, wrap this up. Also, I have another question, important question. You mentioned to me about the tour that you can also, since it is directed for different types of communities, you can come and go as a, you know, giving a lecture, but you can also have that spiritual concert with a lot of beautiful Jewish, you know, traditional songs. But you can also, if you go to a synagogue, right, you can also take part of the liturgy with the music and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you know, and that's amazing. That's very beautiful. So I have the last question, Yair, and I think you kind of like answered that at the beginning, but I would like to close this with this, what I'm going to ask you, because I want for people to know that, you know, the people who don't know you, I've gotten to know you just because of music, and you know, we're acquaintances of music and all of that, but I can see your soul. So I want people to know a little bit more about what you have talked to me and in other interviews as well with what I'm going to ask you. But before that, I just remember what I was going to say about the Hebrew thing.
Okay.
And this is important, because what I was going to say is that the translation from Hebrew to Spanish is probably the most, the closest one to all the translations.
Yeah. I felt it. Yeah.
Yes. And the reason is, and now I can talk about it because since I'm studying Hebrew, so Sánala is the same as Refa Na, or Refa Na is for women, Refa Na is for men. If I were to sing it for masculine, it'll be Sánalo. Isn't that amazing?
I didn't know it.
Yes. The only thing is that sana means heal. Sánala, la referring to her. And so in Hebrew, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's interesting. That's what I was going to say, and it's just I forgot right on the spot. But yeah, so I you know, I think that's amazing, and to me, to see those, you know, those connection. We had been talking about the whole, you know, my history, you know, Sephardic and all of that, and to see those beautiful connections even in our language is just so amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if there is any connection for this, but it's you know, the Jewish people was living in Spain for so many years.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know. I'm not
Yeah,
like
well, you know, when what I've been studying is that when the Spanish language per se, such as Spanish, you know, it had a transformation throughout the years, and it was very much influenced by the Jewish Spanish who were there, who were very academic, and they had a lot to do with, you know, with the language itself, the construction of the language. So there are a lot of words that are coming
wow.
directly from Hebrew, and they were inserted into the Spanish as we know it. And like I was telling you, even to today, we use certain words, even in my family, that are Ladino words, because those were the Judeo-Spanish words.
Yeah.
So that is amazing. I just wanted to share that with the people about Sánala, Refa Na.
It's amazing.
Yes. So
we are more connected than we think. That's
oh, yes.
why we're...
I've always said that we all come from a huge pot. And
Yeah.
then we were all dispersed, you know? So that's the beauty of music, that we are connected. And that's exactly what happened with Refa Na. That's the way I see it. So Yair, tell me, so what if in one word or maybe one sentence, let's not do it so hard for you.
Okay.
In one sentence, what's Yair Levi's mission in life?
Yesterday you told me that you feel that I'm a bridge, but I feel like the mission is to connect. Yeah, this is what I feel. I felt it. I think if you were asking me 2 years ago, I would tell you to connect inside of Israel. This was something that I try to do all the time. But now I feel that I want to connect between people that we will never think that they can get that they can go together. They can get together, and this is something that I want to do, and I feel that this is my mission through
Amen.
music, of course.
Amen, amen. Well, yes, you're certainly a bridge. I remember telling you yesterday, do you know that you're like a bridge right now? There's something, you know, so amazing happening with, you know, the people who are following you, the people who are listening to your beautiful music, and the message that they're listening through your music, which is so important, you know? And so that, I think that's what you are. You're a bridge. So thank you so much for sharing your gift. Thank you so much for listening to Hashem's voice, and you know, walking towards fulfilling your purpose, because definitely your purpose is bringing healing, and that's what we do. That's what it's all about. And thank you for giving me the opportunity one more time, for saying jump in.
And thank you for the beautiful cover version, and thank you for the opportunity to get to know you better. And for me, it's another gift. After our conversation, I'm learning to know you more and more, and to understand that this is like more than just music for me. Actually, after yesterday, I get to know you better, and for me, it's a kind of a gift, this friendship, and I want to say thank you back. I don't know. Help me with the English. I don't know. Send
No,
you back.
that's exactly. I think I would say that. Thank you back. Thank you back to you.
Back to
you know,
okay.
I'm not the best English teacher, although I've been speaking English for a long time, but sometimes I can say something off as well. So, you know,
Yeah.
but yes, definitely, Yair, after our conversation yesterday, I confirmed what I felt in my heart. And like I told you, I feel the strongest connection with, you know, with where I come from, where you come from, where we all come from. And I love Israel, and everyone knows it. And it's, yeah, it's just beautiful to be able to, in some sort of way or the other, to sow our seeds towards, you know, bringing Israel to the whole world and uniting us all. So thank you so much, and I hope I get to see you here or there. And again, remember that Yair, one more question.
And we will do something together when I will come to Florida. So
Baruch
I told you
Hashem.
that we will find a way to do something together. Yeah.
Amen, Baruch
So
Hashem. That
yeah.
would be an
Okay.
honor.
If it's okay from your side, you know.
Of
It's
course,
okay.
of course, of course. We'll drink coffee too. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
a coffee lover. I'm a coffee lover.
Yeah. I have a coffee.
I see you. That's why. Yair, what dates are you planning on coming to Israel? Do you have certain dates, or is it open to whenever the people are
So
available to have?
my plan was to come in September, but there's like problems right now with the flights and everything. So I think it will be or in September, or the second option is in November. In
Okay.
November there is like a date that we schedule already, so there will be something in November, but
Okay.
there is still opportunity options to come in September, but I can't know yet because
Great.
all of these things that's happening with the pandemic again, and
Right.
I don't know.
Right. So for the people who are watching, you know that it's around those days, the communities that are watching, the communities that would want to bring Yair over, you know that you have a window from September to November, and I hope that you are all blessed with his presence. Thank you so much, Yair. I'm going to let you go now.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
you
you,
so
Evelyn.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.